Scaling into a trade is one of the fastest ways to turn a good idea into a great outcome, if you know how to do it correctly. Because once you understand when to add size, why to add size, and how the market structure confirms your timing, everything about your execution becomes more controlled and more intentional. Welcome to the top 4 rules for scaling into a trade. Today, we're taking the concept of scaling and turning it into a repeatable process. How to build conviction, how to avoid emotional ads, and how to use market context to guide every decision. I'll show you real chart examples, real executions, and the exact signals I wait for before increasing size. And if scaling has ever burned you, this might be the video that finally fixes it. Now that you understand where we're going for today, let's get into actual trades that make scaling safe. Because most traders scale emotionally. They add size because they feel good, or because the market moved in their favor for a few moments, or because they think adding means they're being aggressive in the right way. But the traders who survive and the traders who scale properly follow structure. They follow rules, and these rules remove the randomness from your execution. So let's get into rule number 1, the foundation of everything else. Rule number 1, know your invalidation point. If you don't know where you're wrong, you shouldn't be adding anything, because scaling starts with clarity, not confidence. Clarity. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been stopped out only to watch the market continue in the direction you originally expected? And you sit there thinking, bro, I was right. Why did I get kicked out of this trade? Well, that happens because you didn't define your invalidation point. Not your fear level, not a random number, not the amount you don't want to lose, but the exact price point that proves your idea wrong. This is what invalidation really means. It is the one level that, if broken with intent, shows your thesis is no longer valid. Everything else in between entry and invalidation is just noise. Minor dips, traps, fake outs, none of that means you're wrong. And without this clarity, you can't scale, because scaling increases exposure, and exposure requires confidence. Imagine you go long near a value area low because you see sellers are getting absorbed. A few minutes later, price dips 20 points. Traders panic, they stop out, but nothing in the structure changed. The buying was still present and the auction was still balanced. Your invalidation was never touched, but you stop out anyway because you traded your emotions instead of trading your structure. Now imagine adding to a trade while thinking like that. Adding without clarity is how traders blow their accounts, not through bad ideas, but through bad timing and poor invalidation. Your invalidation points makes scaling binary. Above this level, my thesis is still valid. Below this level, my thesis is invalid. No guessing, no stress, just structure. Scaling without this clarity is like speeding without knowing where the cliff is. Rule number 2, track your average entry price. Every ad changes your risk, even if your stop stays the same. This is a rule that quietly destroys traders. And most people think, if I add to my trade and keep my stop in the same place, my risk hasn't changed. Wrong. Let's use a simple example. You buy one share at $5. Price moves to $15, you add another share. Your new average price is now $10 and your stop didn't move, but your risk just doubled. But why does this matter? Your average entry is the true center of gravity of your trade. If you don't track it, your stop can be sitting way too close to your new average, and you'll get wicked out of trades you should still be in. Now, let's say you long NASDAQ off the value area high. Good entry. Buyers came in, you're green, you add size on a tiny push before confirmation, your average entry shifts 5 points higher, and suddenly a normal rotation takes you right to your new average, and now you're uncomfortable. You tighten your stop, you cut early, then the market rips. The original trade was perfect, but the scaling ruined it. And this is why experienced traders only add when context confirms continuation, when liquidity supports the add, or their new average stays in a safe zone. And the invalidation still allows breathing room, because most traders add into resistance, they add into low liquidity, and they add into emotional moments. And then they wonder why their average entry becomes a reason that they lose. So when you add, ask yourself, if I adjust my average entry, does it bring me closer to danger, or does it increase my conviction? If it brings you closer to danger, don't add. If it increases your conviction while keeping invalidation intact, that's where experienced traders scale. Rule number 3, plan your size for every scenario. You can't scale safely if you don't know how big you're willing to get. And this is where retail traders fall apart. They scale reactively, and they scale because it's working. It's going up. I want more size. I don't want to miss the move. But experienced traders, they scale pre-planned. Before you enter a trade, you should already know your starting size, how many ads you'll take, where those ads are allowed, what confirmation you require for each ad, your max size in the trade, your total risk if the invalidation gets hit. And by the time these traders take their first ad, they've already mapped out the entire life cycle of the trade. No emotion, no randomness, just execution. Let's say your full intended size is divided into 3 parts. Initial entry. Start with a small portion of your planned size at a key area of interest where the market shows early signs to support your idea. Now, ad number 1. Only add if the market confirms your initial thesis. This could be through a supportive retest, a stronger momentum, renewed participation, or any objective signal that aligns with your setup. And now ad number 2. Add again only if the market continues to build in your direction by clearing an important level or showing follow-through that reinforces the original idea. Max size. Never exceed your pre-planned total size allocation. Stop. The invalidation level identified at the beginning of the trade remains the same throughout. This turns scaling into a structured, intentional process instead of an emotional reaction, regardless of the strategy or the markets that you trade. Now, why does this matter? Your size controls your emotions, and your size controls how far you can let the trade breathe. Your size determines whether you prematurely get stopped out or stay in for the full move. When you scale without planning size, you end up too big too early, unable to sit through normal pullbacks, taking profits early because you're nervous, or letting losers run because cutting feels painful, and planning size removes all of that. Now, let's put it all together. Scaling isn't about aggression, it's not about doubling down, and it's not about chasing moves. Scaling is about enhancing a good idea when the market proves that it's working. It's about structure, patience, timing, and validation, conviction, and risk management. And when you combine these 3 rules, clear invalidation, awareness of your average entry, and pre-planned size scenarios, scaling becomes a real edge, not a gamble. And the best part, with repetition, this process becomes second nature. It becomes calm, controlled, intentional, exactly how trading should feel. So if scaling has ever burned you, use these 3 rules to rebuild your framework. It will save you stress, save you money, and help you grow small positions into meaningful winners. If you want to break down real chart examples of how I scale using these rules step by step, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and watch Tasty Live.